Hi everyone, I hope it is live now. Just hoping, just getting a confirmation. I think it is live. Uh, right. So yeah. Just wait. Let me get a confirmation. Uh, can somebody confirm if I'm live? Yeah, I think I'm live. Yeah. All right. So let's start. I'm attempting the CAT 2020 paper. I don't have any clue how the paper was or whatever. I'm only attempting the VARC sectional. So let's go for that. Okay, interesting. Uh, Sorry, just log in. Uh, give me a second. I got this sorted today only. Uh, Give me a minute. Yeah, okay. To download this. Have I logged in? I hope it works. Right. So let's just go for this then. Okay, I think I have to change the window. I'll just change the window. Yeah, this is the window we are going for. Right. I hope everything is visible now. This is what I'm going to be attempting. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's start the paper. Yeah, I know the marking scheme and everything. I have 40 minutes and yeah, that's fine. Let's begin. Okay. So let's start with this. There are five questions about this. Vocabulary used in a speech or writing organizes itself in seven parts of speech, eight if you count interjection such. Okay, okay. Communication composed of, okay, this is about communication. Wow, interesting. Communication composed of these parts of speech must be organized by rules of grammar upon which we agree. When these rules break down, confusion and misunderstanding result. Bad grammar produces bad sentence. My favorite example from as a mother of five with another on the way, my arithmetic board is always up. Interesting. Okay. Nouns and verbs are the two indispensable part of writing. Without one of them, no group of words can be a sentence, since a sentence is by definition a group of words containing a subject and a predicate. Basic definition of grammar or a sentence rather. These strings of words begin with a capital letter and with a right. There are some basic grammar rules that right. Must you write complete sentence each time, every time? Okay, they're making self-referential jokes here, I think. Perish the thought. If your work consists only of fragments and floating clauses, the grammar police are not going to come and take you away. Even William Strunk, the Mussolini of rhetoric, recognized the delicious viability of language. It's an old observation. He writes that the most writers sometimes disregard the rules of rhetoric. Interesting. Yeah, they are doing meta thing here. They are doing self-referential stuff. Yet he goes on to add his thought, which I urge you to consider. Unless he's certain of doing well, the writer will probably do best to follow the rules. Interesting. The telling clause here is unless he's certain of doing well. If you don't have a rudimentary grasp of how the parts of speech translate into coherent sentences. How can you be certain that you're doing well? How will you know if you're doing ill for that matter? The answer of course is that you can't, you won't. One who does grasp the rudiments of grammar finds a comforting simplicity uh, at the heart where we need to be only nouns, the words, the name, all that stuff. Take any noun, put it with any verb, and have you have a sentence. It never fails. Rocks explode, jade transmits, mountain floats. These are all perfect sentences. Many such thoughts make little rational sense, but even the stranger ones, verbs defy, have a kind of poetic weight that tries. The simplicity of noun verb construction is useful. At the very least, it can provide a safety net for your writing against too many simple sentences in a row, but simple sentences provide. So I think Strunk and White are some guide, some writing guide or something. That's what I'm getting out of it. But simple sentences provide a path you can follow when you are getting lost in the tangents of rhetoric. All these restrictive and non-restrictive clauses that those modifying clauses was if you start to freak out at the sight of such a unknown territory, unknown by you at least, just remind yourself that rocks explode, J transmits, water floats, and pubs defy. Grammar is the pole you grab to get your thoughts out on your feet. Okay, interesting. Inferring from the passage, the author could be most supportive of which one of the following practices. The critique of standardized rules of punctuation. Why would he critique them? I don't know. A campaign demanding that our writers' creative license should allow the breaking of. Hey, there is some. Okay. The availability of language software which will standardize the rules of grammar as an aid to writers. Okay. A creative writing course that focuses on how to avoid the use of rhetoric. Okay, this is quite tough question. Let's see. It's the best writer sometimes regard. Yet he goes on to add to this thought, which I urge you to consider, unless he's certain of doing well. Right. Okay. Interesting. This is quite tough. The answer, of course, is that you take it down, put it. Most likely, it's going to be the second, probably. So most likely going to be okay with that. So the following quotes best capture the main message of the message. The telling clause is there. They are not this. Nouns and verbs are not with this without one each. No group. Okay, and not this. Most likely this. This is the biggest concern about bad grammar producing bad sentences, right? Because it's all about that. But uh, yeah, or could be the first one. So it's between first or fourth. Uh, Take any noun, put it with any verb, and you have a sentence. It never fails. Rocks explode. Right. None of the following statement can be seen as similar. To take an apple tree, plant it in a field, and you have an orchard. A collection of people with the same sport equipment is a team. A group of nouns arranged in a row becomes a sentence. None of the following sentence can be seen as similar. So only one of them is similar. Take any vegetable, put some spice in it, and you have a dish. Uh, a collection. So this might not be a team. This might not be a dish. None of the following sentence can be seen as similar except, okay, there is double negative here. So only one of the sentences can be seen as similar. That's what it is asking. What is a similar sentence to this? Uh, That's not true. I think this is the fourth one because if you take vegetables, put some spice, you will always have a dish, irrespective. I'm sure you're cooking something. That's what. Yeah, let's go for that. And without the following statement, if false could be seen as supporting the argument. If false, okay, it has been observed that writers sometimes disregard the rules of rhetoric. If it is false, it's not going to be supporting the arguments. Perish the thought that complete sentence necessarily need. Don't perish that thought. Okay. Regarding grammar, women writers tend to be more attentive to methods. Women had no role in this whole paragraph. Why would right? An understanding of grammar helps the writer decide if she's writing well or not, which is what he says. You need to know the rudimentary, right? So I think this is the second one, which is correct, which would be false and would support. All the following statement can be for sentences do not always have to be complete. Okay, the primary purpose of grammar is to ensure that sentence remains simple. That's not a primary purpose. Okay, subject predicate relation is the same as noun verb relation. That's correct. Grammar police is a metaphor for critics who focus on linguistic rules. That's correct. So, uh, right, that's correct. So I think this is the yeah, this is the one. Let's go. I hope this is better than the previous one. Few realize that the government in China, government and governing an empire of some 60 million people during the Tang Dynasty, implemented a complete financial system that recognized grain, coins, and textile as money. Coins do have certain advantages. They are durable, recognizable, and provided a convenient method of exchange. Uh, convenient method of exchange, especially for smaller transactions. However, there are also disadvantages. A continuing shortage of copper meant that governments could not produce enough coins for the entire empire to the extent that most of the dynasty's history coins constituted only a tenth of money supply. One of the main objectives was success to call for taxes to be paid in coin was that peasant producers who could be poor and therefore would not be able to pay their taxes as coins had advantages and Soviet textiles if in circulation. You could show cycles. Furthermore, this is about history of coin. Okay, coinage, introduction of coinage. Full mold had a particular value if customers cut textile into smaller pieces. Buyers with something worth less than the full mold that too. The value of the textile, unlike coins, textile could not be used for small transactions. Uh, by the foot and the inch. Yeah, you had to. Okay, but textile had some advantage. For a start, textile production was widespread. There were few problems with the supply. Textile weighed less than their equivalent in coins, since a string of coins could weigh as much as 4 kgs. Okay, dimensions of the mold of silk were remarkably steady from the 3rd to 10th century, 56 centimeter. Right, the value of different textile were also stable than the fluctuating value of coin. Government also required that the use of textile for large transaction coins, on the other hand, were better suited for smaller transactions and possibly given the cost of transporting coins for a more local usage. Grain, because it was not as used nearly as much as coins, but taxpayers were required to pay grain to the government as a share of their annual tax. And officer, in actual our own currency system today has some similarity even as it is changing. We have cash coins for small transactions like and banknotes, checks and debit cards, right? At the same time, we are shifting to electronic banking, right? It just okay, fine. Uh, During the tech issue, which of the following would not be the economically sound decision for a small purchase in the local market that is worth one eighth, right? Making the payment with the appropriate weight of gold, it's fine. You can use it. Paying with a faded bolt of coin that has approximately the same value. Okay. Cutting one eighth of fabric from a new bolt to pay the amount. Using so don't do that because then it will lose value. That's the terrible decision to make, right? That would not be economically sound. Next, according to the passage, the modern currency system shares all the following features with that of tag, except that uh, that's correct. That's one of the reasons. Its currency fluctuate in value over time. Okay. At the same time, we are shifting to okay. It is undergoing transformation, which is correct, right? It uses different materials as currency, which is correct. So I think this is the one which is not correct. We don't fluctuate. In the context of the passage, which of the following can be inferred with regard to use of currency? Copper coins were made valuable and durable during were more valuable and durable. Okay, grains were the most used. Grains were not the most used. They were the least used. It's written somewhere here. Coins they're not as you dearly used. Okay, currency that deteriorated easily was not used for official work. That's not correct. Even though the deteriorated grades were used, currency usage was similar to that. That's correct. Okay, so copper coins were more valuable. Let's see. Let's see. As coins had uh, durable. Okay, they were not more valuable actually. Coins were not more valuable. They were equally valuable. When discussing textiles as currency in the time period, the other author uses the word steady and stable to indicate all the following. Uh, okay, let's see where has he used steady and stable. Uh, 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 okay, interesting. Is it at the start only? Okay, wow. I can't find it. A reliable transport, reliable quality, reliable measurement. I think transportation is the wrong one. Uh, because I can see how it's fine for everything else. Okay, next 10 to 13. In the late 1960s, while studying in the northern elephantiasil population did along the coast of Mexico and California, Bernal Roof and his could not help but notice that the threats call of males at some sounded different from that of males of the first time dialects were documented in a non-human mammal. Okay. They are elephant seal. They are okay. All the northern elephant seals that exist today are descendants of the small herd that survived on the Isla Guadalupe after the okay. As that tiny grew, northern elephant seals started to recognize former breeding locations as since they are the more recent colonization. Tempos of the display showed stronger differences to the ones. Okay, in order to test the reliability of these dialects over time, Lebeuf and other researchers visited and knew the island where males showed the slowest pulse rates in their calls. What we found is the pulse rate increased, but still retained rate we had measured in the past. Okay, and the individual. This is about some call side sound of elephant seals, dialects and stuff. At the individual level, the piles of the call. A male would maintain his vocal separation throughout the lifetime, but the average pulse rate was changing. Immigration could have been responsible for this increase, as 43% of the males had come from southern Rockies that had was this led to dialects were perhaps a result of isolation over time after the breeding sites had been recolonized. For instance, the first settlers of could have had by chance calls with the and other sites the opposite would have happened. It seals with okay. As the population continued to expand and the island kept on receiving immigrants from the original population, this right. In the early, while studying northern elephant seals, two that the Lebeouf had heard decades ago were not as not yet heard now by. Most sophisticated, both sets were confirmed that dialects existed back then but had vanished, yet there were other differences between the males of the right. Uh, Sometimes featuring doublets or triplets. Okay. Faster because a large number of male seals migrated. Okay, the culture of the southern Rockies have more sophisticated structure containing the male northern elephant seals of with the rates have been a large number of male might have migrated to the southern Rockies to be colonized. Interesting. Okay, let's go back. Right, this is the thing which helps us answer this. Immigration could have been responsible, as in the 43% of males on had come from southern Rockies. Uh, right. So a large number of from. Okay, no, 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 no. This is wait. We need southern Rockies का reason. Uh, whew, okay. Uh, I will still go for this. This is correct, I think, but I don't know. This is the correct thing. Which of the following best sums up the overall history of transmission? Owing to migration in the aftermath of the nearest species, the average colony rate in the recolony exhibited a gradual increase until they matched the tempo of the founding colony. Owing to the migration, the calls have transformed from exhibiting. That's incorrect. Uh, the first one is also incorrect. They never matched the tempo of the founding colony. The calls have transformed from great individual variety and less regional to complex composition, less individual variety. That's also not correct. Uh, this is correct. Next one. Which one of the following conditions, if true, could have ensured that the male did not disappear? The call tempo of individual male cells in host colonies changed to, if true, could have ensured the male dialects did not disappear. Individual male seals in host colonies changed to match the average. Okay. They call individual migrants male diversity changed to match the in the host colony. I think this one would have made sure uh, that there was no disappearance directs. All the following can be inferred from Lemouf's study as described in the passage, except that migration had no effect. That's incorrect. Might have exhibited islets had they not become nearly extinct. That's correct. The influx of would have soon made the. Yeah, only the first one. Let's go for this then. The word anarchy comes from the Greek Anarchia, meaning contrary to authority or without a ruler, and was used as a derogatory sense until 1840 when it was adopted by to describe political and social ideology. Podor argued the organization without government was both possible and desirable in the evolution of political ideas. Anarchism can be seen as an ultimate projection of both liberalism and socialism, and by differing strands of anarchist thought can be related to the euphemism on one of these. Historically, anarchism arose not only as an explanation of the gulf between the rich and the poor in any community and of reason why the poor have been obliged to fight for the share of a common inheritance, but as a radical answer to the question what went wrong that followed the ultimate outcome of the French Revolution. It had ended not only with the reign of terror and emergence of newly rich ruling caste, but with the new adored emperor, right? Okay. The anarchists and their precursors were unique on political left in affirming the grasping the chance that arose to bring an end to the centuries of exploitation and tyranny, were inevitably betrayed by the new class of politicians whose first priority was to re-establish the centralized. After every revolutionary uprising, usually one at heavy cost for ordinary population, the new rulers had no hesitation in applying violence and terror, a secret police and a professional army to maintain their control. For anarchists, the state itself is the enemy, and they have applied the same interpretation of the outcome of every revolution. They are not merely this is not merely because every state keeps a watchful and sometimes punitive eye on its, but because every state protects the privileges of the powerful. The mainstream of anarchist propaganda for more than a century has been anarchist communism, which argues that property, land, natural resources, and the means of production should be held and mutually controlled by local communities, federating for innumerable joint possessions. It differs from state on the concept of central authority. Some anarchists prefer to distinguish between. Basically, they have described a method of government which is anarchy, where basically state does not exist. There is no central authority. Everybody is their own ruler or something like that. Individual or family. There are unsurprisingly several traditions of anarchism. One of them derived from the conscious egoism by Max Timer, and another remarkable sense from American figures who argued that in protecting their own autonomy and associating with others for common advantage, we are promoting the good to all. These thinkers differed from the free market liberals in their absolute mistrust of and in their okay. According to which is the one idea that is common to all form of anarchism. There is no idea common to all. That is why it is anarchic. That's incorrect. They all focus on the privacy of power of individual. That's incorrect. They all are opposed to the centralization of power in this. I think this is the one that's correct, right? Right. For anarchists, and they have upon the same interpretation of the outcome of there is no right. I think this is correct, which where they all oppose the power of states essentially. That's the anarchist ideology. Uh, Out of the following set of concept idea that is conceptually closest to the concerns of the passage. So of course there is anarchism, and there is state. Uh, uh, I think there is anarchism, there is state, and individual and freedom. I think this one should be correct. There's no betrayal, which is more important because last paragraph is definitely about individualism and uh, so it's not, of course, liberals. Liberals is just randomly mentioned as an example, and there is nothing, no mention of egoism. I don't see any betrayal also that's there. So I think this should be this. The author makes all the following arguments in the passage. The failure of the French Revolution was because of its betrayal by the new. Okay. Much from it. Okay. Individualist anarchism is actually constituted of many streams, all of which focus on the autonomy of. Okay. For anarchists, the state is the enemy because all states apply violence and terror to maintain the control. That's correct. Uh, the popular perception of anarchism as espousing lawlessness comes from a mainstream. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. But wait, yeah, that's incorrect. This is correct, right? Because we can see that individual anarchism, they have definitely that's what it is. Uh, Somewhere here it's described. And French Revolution का betrayal is clearly mentioned. So I think this is the way. The author believes that new ruling class of politicians betrayed the principle, but does not specify in what way. The content statement below is the likeliest explanation. Okay, was constituted mainly of anarchists who were against the restrictive impact of. Okay, the new ruling class struck a deal with the old ruling class. That might be. The ruling class rose to power in the strength of the worker, but returned to oppressed. This is probably the reason. Because that's what it says that every state tries to defend itself, secret police and all that stuff. So basically, that's oppression, right? That's what they're doing. And let's go for next one. Which of the following best expresses the similarity between American individualist anarchists and the free market liberals as well as their reference? Uh, okay, let's. Okay, this is not what is supposed to happen. Uh, they are unsurprisingly so other from who argued that in protecting our own autonomy and associating with others, we are promoting the good to all. These thinkers differed from in their absolute mistrust of American emphasis on mutualism. Okay. Former, well, latter not do so. Okay. Both are founded on the moral principle of altruism, which is okay, but but the latter conceive of the market as a force too mystical for the former to comprehend. That's not correct. What is mystical and stuff? Both reject the regulatory power of the state, but the former favor a people's state, while the latter favors state intervention in market. Wait, what? No, no, free market liberals never favor state intervention in the market. That's incorrect. Both are sophisticated, but the former argue for a morally right after latter argue that the market is the only morality. I think this is the correct, right? Uh, Former, well, this could be first or fourth, but okay, let's go for that. Five jumbled up sentences are given. Four of them can be put together in form of okay. Talk was the most common way for enslaved men and women to subvert the rule of their bondage to gain more agency than they were supposed to have. Even in condition of extreme violence and unfreedom, the words remained ubiquitous. Slaves came from societies in which oaths, orations, and invocations carried great potency, both between people and so. Okay. Freedom of speech and the power to silence may have been prominent marker of white liberty in colonies, but at the same time, slavery depends on dialogue. Slaves would never be completely. Slave owners obsessed with freedom talks thought they could never control it, yet feared its power. For as everyone knows, okay. Uh, I think fourth is the opening sentence, followed by three, one, and five. Okay. Or it could be four, one, two. I think five could be the odd one out because it never talks about whatever slave owners. Everything else does not. Nothing else talks about slave owners. Uh, let's just go with five then. I could very well be wrong. For nearly a century, most psychologists have embraced one view of intelligence. Individuals are born with more or less IQ. The potential is heavily influenced by experts in measurement can determine a person's early in life correctly from paper and pencil measures, perhaps eventually from examining the brain in action, scrutinizing his genome. Recently, criticism of the conventional wisdom was discovered that questioned the validity of measures used to estimate right, who, unlike people, are animals who are not touch. Biologists have criticized the conventional wisdom that individuals are born with more or less. Okay, have questioned the view that intelligence is a single entity and the way biologists have questioned the long-standing view that intelligence is a single entity and that attempts to estimate it. Biologists have started questioning. Right. I think this is the one. This is a one long-standing view, single entity, heritability, everything is covered in this. So, for feminists, the question of how we read is interaction of what we read. Trade curriculum is exemplary of this work. Uh, Instructional reading. One of the earliest tasks. Women readers. Okay. Um, which one do we want to go for? Eli's critique of the literary. Okay. First is the opening sentence. First, fifth, first, fifth, fourth, and third. I think for fourth and second, third is probably correct. As Soviet power declined, the world became to some extent multipolar and not to define an independent identity. What a journey Europe has undertaken to the every century changed its internal structure and invented new ways of thinking about the nature of international order. In order to participate in it, felt obliged to set. Uh, Europe has consistently changed at keeping the changing world order, and that has culminated. Europe has chosen to lower political and economical heterogeneity in order to adapt itself into emerging. Europe has consistently changed its internal structure to successfully adopt to, not successfully. If there's nothing, this formal political was hastened by the Europe. No, not really. I think this is the first one is more likely. For years, movies and television series like Crime Scene Investigation paint an unrealistic picture of the science of voices, and then a clear and is an export as an expert listens to brief recorded utterance and declares that the speaker is human, age 32, educated, and the recording is then fed to a supercomputer that matches this voice to that of suspect, including the probability of correct writing. The sequence sums up a good number of misinterpretations about forensic phonetics, which have led to errors in real life justice. Indeed, okay, although voice recognition is often presented as legal reasons, voice recognition can be used in many movies to identify, has been used to identify. That's not correct, that's incorrect. Movies and television have led to believe that use of. This is correct. This is correct. The third one is correct because that's what literally the passage is all about. Uh, Tensions and sometimes conflicts remain an issue in between the 11 states in Southeast Asia. Uh, China's rise as a regional military power and its claim have become an increasingly has been both continually, and these concerns cause states from Australia and take an interest in Southeast Asian security. So I think three would be the first one. Uh, it could be 3214 or 3124, but let's go for 3214. Man has used poisons for assassination purpose ever since the dawn of civilization against individual enemies, but also occasionally against armies. These dangers were soon recognized and resulted in two international declarations. Uh, the foundation of microbiology for new to be chosen. I think it should be 1324. That's what the order should be, 1324, right? Because that's the oblique sentence. This is what has happened. Then dangers and what they failed to do. This should be the order. Relying on narrative structure alone, the genius significances of self folk tales are hard to identify. Using natural potency, benign shamans transcend the level of self cosmos in order to deal with the social conflict and has to provide. Uh, I think I've read this before, but let's see. I have a minute to do this. Relying on narrative structure alone are hard to determine using the supernatural benign shamans. Okay, selected tales reveal that they deal with a form of spiritual. What is they? Meaning can be elicited and details by probing beneath the letters. Okay, so they there. Okay, it could be 4-1. I'm just going to put something. I'm just going to put 4132 because I don't have time. So yeah, it's done. Let's just submit it. Submit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Not a bad, not a good score, but not a terrible score as well. I scored 37. Uh, I have 26 attempts, 15 correct, 11 incorrect. Uh, Very tough actually, but let's see. Can I see the right? Can I see the solution? Is the solution visible? Is the solution visible? No, it's not. Wait a second. Why is this not visible? Is my question. Should I do the display capture then? I hope this is visible now. So let's see what all I got wrong. The first question I got wrong was the first one only. And the answer is, what is the answer? How do I? Okay, let's see. Uh, okay, the correct answer is third. What did I pick then? Wait, what did I pick? I picked second. Availability of language software. Okay, which is fine. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. Okay, 4 out of 5. Not bad. I thought it went more terrible than that. This is correct. Okay. What's the answer? This is third one. Uh, but it is okay. I don't know. It is going transformation, which also went through transformation. I don't know. Okay. This was also incorrect. Then it would be the fourth one, right? No, no, no. Yeah, this would be the fourth one then. What is the answer? Okay. This is correct. Okay. 2 on 4, not a good passage. I thought I had done better than that. This I was very unsure of why this question was asked. Uh, is it anywhere mentioned? Okay. This is correct. This is again incorrect. Yeah. Terrible. This is second. Okay. How? First sentence can be inferred from the last can be I mean okay, let's just read that first sentence of the last paragraph. What is it? Wait. Call that's literally what it says. It had effect, dude. Eventually regress to the average. That's what it's saying. I don't understand this. This is correct, fine. This is correct, okay. Correct, okay. Correct, okay. This is incorrect. What is it the answer with? Okay. This is what the confusion was. Okay. Uh, I went with fifth, right? If I remember correctly. Option is three. Okay. What it says? This is correct. Correct. What is it? The fourth one, the second. Okay. Fine. This is 1324. 1, 3, 2 4. Did I not answer that? Did I not say that? I said that, right? What did I answer, dude? Did I not say 1324? Ek second. I definitely did say 1324, right? I said this is the opening sentence, followed by that, followed by that, followed by that. Did I mark something wrong? Uh, okay. This though I sure I'm getting it wrong. This is 1432 and not 432. What? 4132 is what I went with, right? Oh, but okay. Not terribly well, but not extremely terrible. That is what I hope it is. Let me just check if there are anything. Uh, okay. Did not go as well, but uh, okay. That's about it. I don't think there are any questions. If there are any, please ask them now. Uh, if there are any questions. The main point is that it's all about reading and following the flow, right? Think about what goes next, what goes right. See, some of the questions, I would also argue about how some of the answers are wrong, but I mean, I can interpret it differently or something like that. Of course, I can't compete with cat and right. I can only just give my interpretation of it. So you're never going to get a 100% accurate answer key in VARC, I suppose, because things can be interpreted differently by different people. But try to be as close as possible. Try to get at least the basic ones right. Try not to think too much. That's all. Yeah. And if it's a terrible set, it's a terrible set for everybody. Everybody's going to be equally troubled. So that's that. That's also important to keep in mind. Yeah, I think that's about it. We'll stop.